campers. While we're gathering around the campfire, we just want to let you know we are not what you would call experts. What we do have is a love for researching and discussing the lore of cryptids, creatures,
and an occasional spooky woman that can eat our soul.
So if you are in need of immediate help with the Chupacabra in your yard, please consult someone else.
Also, this podcast isn't for kids. These campfire stories can contain graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for young campers, so listener discretion is advised. My name's Kimmy, and I'm here with my co-host, Ryan.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Aloreing, our folklore podcast, where we tell you the history and stories of different legends and lore
here with my
from
co-host,
around
Ryan.
The world.
And as we take a seat around our campfire, Ryan, do you want to tell me what you found Aloreing this week?
Yeah, we have audio. So... Do you remember Tamagotchis? They were the little, I think they were usually on keychains. It's been so long, honestly. But
I had bless my elementary school teacher's heart, because I had one that would constantly go off in class attached to it.
Yeah, they were banned at my elementary school because people would just get so distracted with them. But anyway, they made a mobile app version, same people from the original. It's amazing. I've pretty much played nonstop. You have to, but it never stops. So you have to feed it, water it, bathe it, put it to bed on time. It's a lot, and it's every 2 hours you have to feed it and let it go to the bathroom, or else it goes to the bathroom everywhere, and you lose experience. And man, if you think I'm not waking up every 2 hours to feed my Tamagotchi, you're wrong, because it is my child, and I will protect it at all costs.
Which one do you have?
We have video. Here we go.
Yeah, can I see which one do you have? I know it will take a minute because the lag I experienced.
So you don't get to pick. You hatch an egg. And as it grows up, what you feed it is how it grows. So you never know what you're gonna get. But it's a little sleepy right now because it's bedtime. But look at that cutie.
Well, it's going slow in mine. Just tell me do you know his name?
It doesn't have a name. Oh, actually, no, it does.
They have names.
Yeah, one sec. It is. Mura Shakichi.
More?
Mura Shakichi. That's visible. It's not showing up, but it's a cutie. And I have I have a couple different ones too. I got a little when it was a baby, it was this black star. It was great, and I love it.
I'm looking at the pictures right now. I used to getting the little baby that had the leaf
this black
head.
Yeah, it was great.
That was my favorite.
I highly recommend downloading it. It's a lot of fun. And once they become adults, the goal is you get them to adulthood and you get them a job, and then you get another egg and you start from the beginning.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I'm finally seeing the one you're sending. There's a little bit of lag.
Wow. Yeah.
But that is absolutely adorable. Is he pooping? I remember I was awful when I had my Tamagotchi because I would purposely kill my Tamagotchi if it got to the kids stage and I thought it was ugly because I just liked the constant carrying of a baby.
I don't think you're able to kill them in this one because it's not the 90s anymore.
Right.
But my coworker got an ugly one. It was just a giant face that like was always smiling, and the description said like it's always smiling. You never know if it's happy or sad. I was like, oh my god, it was a nightmare. But anyway, enough about Tamagotchi. We're already way into this episode. What did you find alluring this week?
Oh, gee. Well, I have been bitter because I lost my Apple Pen somewhere in this house. And my desk is messy right now because I was working on stuff, but I'm very organized and it's been 2 weeks and I am fucking losing it.
Yeah. Those things are elusive.
I'm so upset. I'm like so mad. And Edgar's like, it's okay. We'll just like do it if you can't find it. And I was like, that's not the point of it. The point is it's in the house. There's a brownie that has taken it hostage and it mocks me. And I am going mental trying to find it. I'm like looking in every crack corner of this damn house. And I don't know. So I took up cross stitching
Nice.
as an emotional cope because
That's
like
fun.
there's a fun theory, like psychology theory. A therapist told me way back when I was in college, and it's like think of the things that help you like emotionally go through things as a wheel, right? Well, my wheel, 90% of it was drawing. That's how I cope with
Yeah.
stuff. And apparently, it's not healthy to have that much because if you can't do that, you can kind of get sad and spiral a little.
That makes
So
sense.
I'm like, because it was like 90% drawing, and then the other 10% was like yoga workout. So
Yeah.
now I'm trying to like buff up the circle. So now we have cross stitch in there. Maybe I'll throw painting in again.
Yeah.
I'm bitter.
I
Like
mean,
it's good. It's a
it's
good
cool you're learning new things though. Like,
yeah.
you're
So
gonna
I'm
find the Apple Pencil in like the most obvious spot. It's gonna be like
I'm gonna
behind
be
your
so
ear or
pissed.
something.
I like last night I was so desperate. I was like laying in bed and I was like, the brownie of the home, please. I need you to know you're doing a great job cleaning. Like
Yeah.
I appreciate
Making them
you.
real
Just
happy.
please give me my goddamn
I'm
pen.
trying to
You could
remember.
take
Are
anything
you
else.
supposed to or not supposed to like leave them little treats? I gotta go
I'm
back and
supposed to leave
rewatch
them
our episode.
treats. Yeah, maybe I need to leave out like a little piece of cake and milk. I
Yeah.
haven't because like our
Hmm.
neighbors in like our like duplex kind of thingy, they
Yeah.
got ants, which means we got ants. And I'm very like, no ants in the house.
Yeah. Gotta love
So,
apartment living.
oh God, it's fine. It's fine. So I am begging for the brownies forgiveness, and I am slowly cross stitching a jackalope to put on the back of a jean jacket. So, Lauren,
Nice. All
mental
right.
health is a Lauren. Oh, jeez. But
Um.
you,
I don't know
you know,
now, how do I transition from cross stitching to today's folklore? I don't. I'm just
you
gonna
know,
hit that campfire button. I tried.
I
I
was
was
like, you know
thinking
what's not in the wheel of mental happiness?
this week's folklore. We'll do it again. All right. This is a
Okay.
poem. I am Chupacabra. Goats are my thing. With a tree frog tongue, they go with anything. I'm 3 feet tall, but I'm built like a bear. Better close your gates, or I'll be there. Got horns on my back? Make no mistake. I ain't no porcupine. I ain't no snake. I ain't no alien. The rumors ain't true. Tell me, do I look gray to you? I move fast like a fawn, but before you know it, I am gone if we meet. Here's a hunch. Don't disturb me while I am having lunch. As you may have guessed, what are we talking about this week, Kimmy?
Oh boy. This week we are going to be talking about a cryptid I hold dear to my heart because my mom would talk about it a lot growing up. So, throughout the desert, you'll run into many wild creatures like coyotes, scorpions, rattlesnakes, and vultures. But these creatures should not be the last of your worries. And that's because there is a cryptid that lurks in the dark and is known for having a taste for blood. No, it's not human blood, but you may want to keep your house pets and farm animals nearby as we tell you about this campfire story. And if you look, we have a little lovely image that I can't remember, so I'm going to pull it up so I can show. That's the one. So this week, we're going to be talking about the famous Chupacabra. This cryptid is known in many parts of Mexico, South America, and the southwest United States. Its lore originates from many sightings during the mid-1990s in Puerto Rico, and the Chupacabra is more than a modern tale, which makes it feel that more frightening.
And before we jump into too much of the actual lore, let's hear about some sightings, and some of these are pretty dang recent.
I'll light my Jesus candle when I'm uncomfortable.
Well, so our first sighting I'm going to discuss today is Madeline Tolentinos. I'm sorry if you're listening, Madeline, if I said your last name wrong. She was one of the first people to report her sighting of the Chupacabra. She spoke of seeing it through a window at her home in Canovanas in 1995. She described the creature with black eyes, reptilian skin, and a prominent spine down its back. She also said it hopped like a kangaroo and smelt like sulfur, which is concerning.
I never like the smell description. That makes it, like, too uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. She said how it was responsible for the animal attacks happening in the area, and it would leave a haunting impression. Her description of the Chupacabra led to one of the most famous drawings of the Chupacabra.
Ooh. That's this bad boy?
I do believe so.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Yeah, it's got some real beady eyes. So I just want to give a slight trigger warning before this next slide. There are some dead animals. So if you don't want to see that, just, minimize YouTube for a minute.
You can just cover that half too.
Yeah.
No judgment.
Yeah, not at all. All right.
I didn't get a warning from Ryan when I was looking at it, so.
So our second sighting, and one of the most famous, took place in March of 1995. So waking up to go to work on his farm, a farmer sadly found 8 sheep who were found dead and completely drained of blood. Pictured here. Local investigators dismissed it as an animal attack from a local predator like a fox, but there was something about the scene that made this feel like there was much more at hand. The bodies were not ripped or torn apart, they were completely intact, and the only damage on them was a puncture wound found on their chest. A wild animal attack, you would expect an attack, not just some fang marks.
Yeah.
So the results of the sighting made the cryptid become so popular, everyone was discussing it. This was partially because paranormal researcher Mark Davenport, a video producer Joe Palermo, were in Puerto Rico at the time of the attack filming a documentary. These two started discussing the animal's death and how peculiar it was. This leads to everyone wondering when the next attack would be, whose livestock are in danger, and why is this happening? So it's pretty nasty. Like this whole.
Yeah, no, I just absolutely hate this one.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just keep going.
So the day after day, local radio shows and even television shows were discussing the Chupacabra activity going on. It seemed every morning another farm found some of their own livestock dead, drained of blood, and completely intact with nothing but puncture marks on them. There was over 30 citizens that even claimed to have seen the Chupacabra firsthand. They swore it swooped down from the sky and used kangaroo-like legs to jump over trees. So not fly, it could really jump.
Nope. That is unacceptable. Listen, no one should be able to jump like that. It's like that reminds me of spiders.
Yeah. Yeah, like the
Ooh,
German
that made it
spiders.
worse. That made it worse
Yeah.
in my head. Ah!
Just imagine a giant spider with kangaroo
Stop.
legs, and there you
Stop.
go.
No, I made it worse. I should not have said that. That was a mistake on my part. Okay, just keep going. I'll just check it.
Yeah. So, 5 months later, another recorded event of the Chupacabra happened. But what makes this one such a big deal is the amount of bloodshed that followed. It seemed that these creatures were just attacking about 4 livestock at a time. More or less, that was until August of 1995. In the town of Canovanas, which I definitely butchered, farmers awoke to a horrifying scene. Goats, horses, cows, turkeys, rabbits, cats, dogs, all dead. There was as many as 150 farm animals and pets killed that night. And just like the 8 sheep incident, they were all completely intact, drained of blood, and the only puncture mark left behind was on their chest. Local veterinarians that were part of all these case studies all said the same thing. The cause of death was due to the puncture wound under the right side of the animal's chest. The wounds were also about a diameter of 3 to 4 inches, like a drinking straw.
Nah, too deep. That's too
Yeah.
deep. No, gross. I like read about chupacabras forever ago, like the sightings,
Yeah.
and I've definitely tuned this out, and I remember why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, now on to some of the more modern sightings that can
Oh,
be
thank
found
God.
in Stephen Wagner's On the Trail of the Chupacabras. Here are 4 of them, but they're a big 2-part series if you want to read more. In November of 1996, a Mexican rancher near San Antonio, Texas, claimed to have captured the chupacabra with a coyote trap. He even said he had a photograph to produce it. The story and photos used to be online and have since become unavailable, unfortunately. I didn't want to post them and get our video deleted again.
Boo.
The rancher had set the traps to capture whatever was killing his goats, chickens, and donkey. When he caught what he caught was something he could not even recognize. Allegedly, the body of the strange creature was taken to a major Texas university for identification, although this cannot be verified. So there may be a chupacabra in the university.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Wow, I really
There
don't.
is.
I don't like
Why
any
do we
of
not
this.
know about it?
I don't know. I feel like with anything regarding like cryptids or unknown or unworldly things,
Yeah.
if we like just accept it right off the bat, we're very dismissive. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
great example. Fox News is like, oh, look at these UFOs. And we were all like, normal
Yeah,
Tuesday,
okay,
right?
yeah.
You know?
Well, that was different. That was 2020. Like,
That was
there
fair.
was something new every day.
I know. I was watching that, so that
Yeah.
tells you all you need to know for 2020. Okay. next
So,
modern day.
a year later, November 1997, Chupacabra was back in its original stomping ground where it killed 2 goats, bled another dry, and made off with a small child.
Excuse me?
In a small farm in Puerto Rico. Investigators believe that the attack took place around 2 a.m. The farmhand had heard a fluttering of wings and saw frightened horses and cows running away as if they were being pursued by the devil himself.
Did they carry the child off? Because
It was not seen. The child just went missing.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But
Well,
that's what
a
it
little bit
sounds like to
better.
me, which is weird because all the other things he just like eats them. So why did he kidnap a child in 1997?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was like. I feel
tell
like
me.
there's a slight disconnect with
Yeah.
it. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a better visual than like carrying him off, you know?
So, same year, same month, proving Chupacabra can in fact fly. November 12th, 1997, Perth, Australia, which is pretty far from Puerto Rico if you're not familiar. Two friends investigating what sounded like the squealing of a wild pig encountered a creature with large, piercing red eyes, a body covered with stringy, matted hair, large teeth, and a distinctive sulfur odor once again. It was
No.
about 3 feet high, ran on all fours, and when it stood up, because, Chupacabra doesn't care about 2 legs, it was about 5 feet.
Oh.
And the same description, legs of a kangaroo. And they claim once they saw it, it leapt straight up into the air, disappeared.
No.
Carrying an animal.
Nope.
I'll say.
Nope, this isn't basketball. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. If it's not going in a hoop, do not jump that high.
So now we're hitting a little close to home here. Southern
great.
California, 1997. A creature matching the description of the goat sucker attacked another pig. This is a quote. "I encountered something trying to get my pig that was unbelievable," said the farm owner. "When I came around the corner, it stopped and looked up at me. My dog seemed to be afraid, and that's when it disappeared into the bushes." So those are some local sightings. Another thing I wanted to mention is I feel crazy, but I remember distinctly reading like an interactive book when I was young called like "Can You Capture a Chupacabra?" And I found the cover of it, but like all of my friends are like, no, like that's not a normal thing for children to have been reading. So if anybody here read that book, let me know so that I know I'm not alone. And it was like one of those like, what would you do? Skip to page like 400 if you do this, Well, it wasn't 400 pages, but
That sounds amazing. I wanted
and it was
do
like
that like on a Sunday with
it was like a
cup of
major
coffee.
part of my childhood, and none of my friends were like, no, like we didn't read books about Chupacabra, and I felt like it was a big deal.
No, that's listen.
Yeah.
No, I want to first off I want to read that book.
Yeah.
And second off, like I don't know. Everyone has different childhoods.
Yeah, but like there were friends I've known for a long time. Like we had the same childhood, and they're like, no, like we weren't reading those
You
books.
were like, you were there.
Yeah, they're like,
You
it's
did it
just
with
you.
me.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
anyway, just
No, I
like
don't like
those
that.
books, we're gonna turn the page to a
Oh.
quick commercial break before we come back and learn more about the Chupacabra. So stick around. See you in about 30 seconds. Well, howdy ho, campers. Resident Mothman here to show you what's new in the shop. We got beanies, hats, blankets, t-shirts, and hoodies that have the Aloreing logo slapped on it. That's pretty spiffy. If you're wanting to collect cryptids, getting them in sticker form is really the most humane way to do it. Listen, if you're going to go cryptid hunting, why not look stylish and wear a Cryptid State t-shirt while you do it? And hey, if you want, you can head over to the Aloreing shop right now. See ya. Oh, hey, we're back. Hello, everyone.
Oh my goodness, we're back. I was watching the ad because I wanted to hear the voiceover
Oh,
right.
It's fine. We'll see it after. I tried my best to sound what I think southern like not so monstery Mothman would sound like if he was a camp counselor. I did my best.
So if you're listening to the audio episode, it's going to be a little different than our video episode. But our video episode's cute because then you can see the stuff with it.
Yeah, you're really missing out.
Really missing out.
Like, no hate to you audio listeners, but like, what are you doing?
Yeah. You guys may get the really polished version of the podcast, but you don't see the struggle images we put up with the show. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, let's learn about the Chupacabra, yeah?
Yeah. Welcome back, campers. Hope you enjoyed that little break. We are now going to talk about the appearance and history of the Chupacabra. So, first off, if you look, this is a beautiful picture of the bottle Chupacabra from this month that I drew painfully, but I'm very proud of it. So, This is me bragging about it, which I'm going to do more of. Hope you're ready. So, the legend of the mysterious bloodsucker quickly grew popularity in Mexico, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Southwest around the mid-1990s with a sudden boom of over 2,000 sightings reported. Since the lore of the Chupacabra is fairly modern, there isn't a lot of history about them, though they have been sighted in places around the world such as China, the Philippines, Russia, and major sightings of them do stem from Puerto Rico and Mexico, which results in a ton of Latin American lore focused around the Chupacabra. So the name of this creature derives from the Spanish word chupra, to suck, and cabra, goat, which I probably butchered, but it's fine. To suck the goat, which translates to goat sucker.
Chupacabra.
It all the dots connect. The meme of Charlie from Always Sunny. So, you guessed it. Well, I don't know why I said you guessed it because I missed a sentence. Could you guess what the Chupacabra's snack of choice is?
I'm gonna guess. Small children.
Yeah, don't take your time. I feel like you really got this. Just the Chupacabra, which translates to goat sucker.
Yeah. So baby goats are called kids.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Wait, maybe it wasn't a child that got. Wait, I'm starting to think that maybe it wasn't a human. Let me confirm that. Baby goat name.
I think you're citing
a baby goat's called a kid.
Baby
Okay.
goat.
So it's a 50-50. The Chupacabra may have kidnapped a child, or it may have kidnapped a small goat. That makes a lot more sense.
I'm done.
I was like, why in this one instance only did it kidnap a child? Makes sense.
I was like, in all the legends my mother told me growing up, it was never
never
for kids. It was to bring your pets inside.
It was totally talking about a baby goat. That makes me feel a lot better. And I think I'm going to change my Aloreing alignment chart just a hair.
Wow. I teared up a little. Oh my god. Oh, okay.
We all learned something today.
Oh god, I love miscommunications through translations. They're the best.
This is why I don't read your notes ahead of time, so that when all of a sudden my stories make sense, it's a lot of fun.
Oh gosh. God, I even snorted. Wow. Okay, that was great. Whew, okay. So the goat, Sug's goat or kids.
All right, so moving on from that statement.
Okay. I'm
think
serious
we can
now.
the episode that.
I'm trying so hard to get past it. I'm trying so hard, everyone. Oh my god, okay. Oh, the Chupacabra has drawn many comparisons to vampires because of its blood-sucking nature. Oh, but this mysterious creature has even been described to be the southern equivalent of Sasquatch. And it's more like in the sense of like popularity, I think, as a cryptid than like how they act and how they look. So it's like
if we're talking about the Bigfoot from the video game that we played in Liquor and Lore, they're about the same. I don't know if that'll be out when this episode. No,
definitely not.
But if you're a patron, you know what we're talking about.
You'll see it. You'll see us struggle in that Bigfoot game. Oh, okay. So now to the characteristics. So the Chupacabra has been described in many different forms. The reason for these different forms has a lot to do with poor translation, like we have just experienced. Multiple people telling the legend orally, and a result of the press meddling. So I'll describe two of the more popular ones, and then there's a third one, and I'll kind of go into why that one's a big deal, I guess. but it's not. It's like lower big deal. Like third place at the Olympics. Like big deal, but still not quite there. So, the typical appearance of this creature is mostly in line with a reptile-like alien cryptid. It also has been described to have a monkey-like appearance without the tail. So, it's a heavy creature that resembles the size of a small bear, standing at about 3 to 4 feet. It has a row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of the tail, but this one doesn't have a tail. So, like, it goes down like a dinosaur, but
Gotcha.
no tail. So, I don't know why I said it like that, but I did. And it has spiked quills to follow, so it goes like, kind of like a mermaid at the end. It will hop around as it walks, with hind legs that resemble a kangaroo. This creature also appears to have a pair of leathery wings and leather skin, with a gray oval head, and it has large red eyes, fangs, and a forked tongue. So an absolute nightmare, but because it like hops around, it's like kind of cute, like kind of helpless, you know? You're like, oh, kind of thing.
Probably not the reaction I would have had, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like in comparison.
Yeah, comparatively,
like,
for sure.
It's like how cute, you know? So
Yeah.
like, so the next one resembles a dog. So later sightings from the U.S. and Mexico have described it as a strange, hairless-looking dog with a protrude spinal region. It also has a long tail with leathery wings that rest against the spinal cord, and gray skin and it appears to be 4 to 5 feet tall. Some people have referred to this version as the blue dog instead of the chupacabra, especially in a lot more of the southeast U.S. lore versus Mexico.
Yeah.
It has bulging eye sockets with oval eyes that will sometimes emit a red glow. Has piercing fangs, a snake-like tongue with claws, and some have claimed that this breed might be an example of a dog-like reptile. It also has bat ears, a long skinny tail, and ribs that you can see through its body. The prints of this creature is unidentified 3-toe track, and whenever this creature walks, a sulfur smell will follow it. So, again, that sulfur smell, I just
Yeah.
don't
It's a demon.
don't like that at all. Sorry, I needed a drink of water. I'm getting parched. Woo. All right. Then the last description isn't as common, but I'll still talk about it. So there's a reptile. So it's a reptile-like creature with scaly greenish gray skin, has a sharp spine, like cartoony, like, and quills running down its back and a pair of leathery wings. This one's about 3 to 4 feet tall and hops like a kangaroo as well. This one originates from early Puerto Rican reports and is known to have a dog or panther-like nose, a forked tongue with large fangs, and it hisses and screeches when alarmed. Like the others, also gives off a sulfur smell. And reports all say it has red glowing eyes. If you smell it, you start to feel nauseous, or if you see it, you can start feeling a little sick to your stomach, which I don't like.
That's just because it looks so nasty.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's just like, it just like mentally messes with you for a minute, and you're just like, ooh, you know, you get like a little queasy wheezy.
That makes sense.
And then, even though they are all different descriptions of the chupacabra, they're very similar. So all of them appear as hairless creatures with weird protruding spines in one way or another. They all have fangs, they all have a snake-like tongue, and I think they all look very similar to a bat. So
the last one almost sounds like alien-ish.
Yeah, the first sighting, like the first possible origin, relates most to an extraterrestrial, which I'll get more into. But yeah, the last one's more alien. Second one's more of a dog, and the first one's more like a monkey thing.
Yeah.
But
vampire monkeys, confirmed.
Vampire monkeys, the next great horror movie of the summer.
Oh, just you wait.
Just, they could put sharks on a plane. No, snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane and sharks in a tornado.
Yeah,
Coming
then
soon is
Vampire
Chupacabras
monkeys
and
are.
monkeys. Yeah.
I'll watch it be out on a movie already.
It probably is.
So, the next thing I'll talk about is what it eats. So, we don't know much about the chupacabra's behavior, but we do know it has a thirst for blood. So, its diet consists of the blood of goats, chickens, cats, dogs, and other farm animals.
Kids.
And kids. And kids. Oh, I just bringing it back mentally. When they feast on their prey, they typically puncture 3 holes in the shape of an upside down triangle, or it will be just 2 like a classic vampire. And they suck their blood, and they'll make an odd noise as they feast. I don't know what this noise is. I don't care to know what this noise is. Yeah, that made me uncomfortable, so let's say that's the one. Oh, I hate mouth sounds. I even hate drinking water on the podcast. I'm like,
Yeah.
turn down the mic for me, please. Okay. Now we know what he looks like, or she, or it. Now we know what they look like. So let me go into the history and events. So there are tons of sightings from the mid-1990s resulting in the different appearances of the chupacabra we know to this very day. But it is believed that there was one event that started it all. So the phenomenon was known as in February of 1975, a Puerto Rican legend tells of 15 cows, 3 goats, 2 geese, and a single pig that were found dead in Rocha Barrio suburbs of Mocha. Local police just dismissed it as a stray dog attack, but when a cow was found dead with the same markings, drained of all of its blood, the local newspaper referred to the attacks as
Vampiro de Mocha. Oh, sorry. El Vampiro de Mocha.
Thank you. This story was the first connection to any type of chupacabra sighting and resulted in many farmers reporting their animals drained of blood. The legend seemed to die down for a bit, but with a sudden boom of sightings in around 1995, throughout Puerto Rico, locals blamed the chupacabra for over 1,000 mysterious animal deaths, all of them resulting in blood loss through one or more puncture wound. Locals were terrified. They felt unsafe. And they weren't sure how to deal with this vampire alien problem. Because, surprise, that's not in the Homeowner Association guide.
Surprisingly. Not in 1995.
Definitely
It
not.
may be now.
Maybe now. But where others saw fear in the unknown, one politician saw an opportunity to get his political campaign off the ground. You want to click that next slide for me?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, you're going to love this. In 1996, Mayor Jose Ramon Quimosot was up for re-election and decided the best way to show his support and how much he cared for his community was by protecting his people and farm animals by leading a chupacabra hunt. I'll just let you process that for a second. Take your time.
It's like when I was young, we used to go on, you ever hear of snipe hunts?
No.
It's like, well, any young listener, stop listening. A snipe hunt is like, you like bring campers on a hunt to find this like mysterious creature that doesn't actually exist. But you make it like super elaborate, like you set up like fake, like it running into bags and stuff. It's just a fun thing to do.
No, I remember doing that. I remember
Yeah.
that when I went to like church girl camp.
Yeah, it happens at a lot of camps. It's a lot of fun to like be the one who sets it up. So this is just a very elaborate snipe hunt.
It's a political snipe hunt.
Yeah.
Is what this is.
All right, children, you can start listening again.
If you're listening, bless your parents,
Yeah.
or your guardian,
Yeah.
or whoever is here with you. Woo! Okay, so in October of 1995, he organized 200 people, including armed cops, to help track down and catch this terrifying beast. Like many of the locals, he strongly believed the Chupacabra was real. So he wasn't a doubter. He believed in the beast. And during the hunt, he carried around a large crucifix and dragged around a goat in a cage as bait. I almost drew this as my artwork.
A child goat?
Yeah, it's a kid in a cage.
In a cage as paint. Oh boy.
And he carried a cross, which I love so much.
Oh boy. Oh, just when you think the Catholic Church isn't going to be in an episode, here we are.
It found its way in. It snuck right in, just like everything else. Yeah. So the press dubbed him as Chemo Jones and thought the hunt, and though the hunt never resulted in any catch, he still won the election in the hearts of his people.
Good for him. That's awesome.
I love it. I like his little fit. Like he was fucking ready.
I'm gonna
He's
run
like,
from there. On the grounds of I'm gonna catch the Chupacabra.
Could you imagine how fun that campaign would be?
Some rural town. Just take over.
You're like, we're snipe hunting. Yeah, we're making it a bigger thing now.
Yeah, this is my whole campaign.
We've been inside too long because of the plague.
He clearly like genuinely believed it. He got cops, like armored cops.
He brought Jesus into it. You know.
Yeah.
You know he believed it.
Yeah. Well, good for him. Good for him.
Oh, I freaking love it. So, this had the legend grow, of course, and it found its way actually into local news. So as it grew, so did the fear, and the Puerto Rican government decided to then step in. They wanted to protect their people, livestock, and of course, they didn't want to have a negative impact on tourism. So professional biologists were hired to find the beast and see what was happening. After many tests, here are some of the more popular theories of what they believe the Chupacabra to actually be. The first were bats driven by drought to seek new food sources. Second, wild dogs, because they look like wild dogs. The third, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, rhesus monkeys that escaped scientific testing. Vampire monkeys. Oh, so there is a film about it. Wow, cool. I didn't know what that's.
It's not a film. This is real life. There's vampire monkeys.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh my
god. Well, that's bananas.
Terrifying. All right, thank you everybody. This has been the show.
Everyone's like, we can't listen today. They're on a different track. Oh, and then the fourth one is a spike in the mongoose population. So apparently mongoose are like fucking vicious.
Yeah, they're mean.
Which I didn't know. I just
fight
thought they
snakes like for fun.
What?
Yeah. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, I was like, I need to get on some Discovery Channel tonight. So there are many different theories as to what the Chupacabra actually is, but the most common one is connected to coyotes. So if you want to go to that next slide.
Oh yeah.
So I just thought this was a pretty picture of a coyote because, like, I get they're terrifying, but I don't know. I grew up in Arizona, so.
There's a TikTok off the rail a little here of this guy who like found a baby coyote and like brought it in his house, and now the coyote's like his homie. Like the coyote doesn't like live in his house, like, because you shouldn't keep a coyote as a pet, but the coyote will just like come to his house and like hang out every once in a while, and it's pretty cool. It made me want a coyote, but I don't think it would work out.
I don't think it would work with Pablo.
No, I'm gonna go with probably not on that one.
Pablo would be like, I am a city dog. What have you brought in? This ain't no Lady and the Tramp. Yeah. Well, so while hunting down the Chupacabra, many scientists discovered that some were actually coyotes that had suffered from a very severe case of mange, and a painfully fatal skin disease that can cause animals to lose all their hair and shrivel up. This part's gross. I'm going to tell Ryan about it because I had to read a bit. But if you don't like skin stuff, you may want to like skip 15 seconds.
Trigger warning number 2.
Oh, okay. So Sarcoptes scabies, also known as scabies in human, is also common for this disturbing change for canines such as coyotes. So what happens is a mite burrows under the skin of its host, secretes the eggs and waste material, and results in a triggered inflammatory response for the immune system. Oh, I hate it. Blood vessels constrict, resulting in even more fatigue and exhaustion, which can explain the weird breathing sound the chupacabra makes. This isn't a life-threatening thing for humans, but in canines like coyotes, it can result in a sarcoptes infection. That's how I'm going to say it.
That's
because
gross.
of the Yeah, so absolutely gross. It's kind of like no, I'm not. Never mind. That will make you not sleep at night. So because of this, many scientists dismiss the chupacabra as nothing more but some type of canine dealing with scabies. But there's more to this creature, and many believe it's actually an extraterrestrial. Because listen, it's time for the alien theory. So if you click on to this next slide, you'll see this image is more, it's a sketch of the more alien appearance of what it's believed to look like. I believe this is the guy that really got into, he like wrote a book about the hunt for the chupacabra and stuff. I think. I'm very tired.
Yeah.
But his source stuff's there, so you can do more digging. Again, we're just here for a good time, not an accurate one. Whoa, so one of the most popular explanations is that the chupacabra is actually an alien. Some believe that the extraterrestrial crash landed in a spaceship on Earth and was taken by, of course, the US government for experimenting. Others believed it was a result of a top secret US government genetic experiment that took place in the rainforests of Puerto Rico, which was supposed to result in some type of biological warfare program or just experimenting. So this would explain the alien appearance in many of the first sightings of the chupacabra. So that's kind of how it all connects, but whether it's a dog, a coyote, an alien, or a government experiment gone wrong, only those that have witnessed the chupacabra firsthand know what they saw, and they know it was a monster. This creature continues to be told by locals and warns them to bring their animals inside and keep close watch after dark. Though there are no records of the chupacabra attacking any person, yet it is safe to say. Maybe a kid. We're like 50-50. Maybe a kid. So 50-50. But it is safe to say avoiding it at all costs is the best course of action. And that's my history deep dive. Oh. That was a lot.
That was cool though. I just wish I could be there in 1995 with Mayor Soto on the hunt. Like that just seems like that's what we need in politics. Is more that could solve every problem.
Snipe hunting?
Chupacabra hunting.
Chupacabra hunting. Yeah. I think you're right, because that gives you an opportunity to see them lead, right? See them control a group, see them know how to handle people that get out of line in a group, and to bring hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Chupacabra 2024. That's the.
Well, guess what I have to make a shirt of now.
Catch the chupacabra. The chupacabra gets your political position.
There you go. Let's make it a game for the rich.
It solves some problems.
We'll be solving problems. We'll get a show out of it.
Every single position in government.
We can sell merch. This is the American dream.
Yep. Speaking of the American dream, let's talk movies.
Okay.
So, for the third week in a row, Modern Takes with Ryan is going in a new direction.
What?
So, here's the thought.
Okay.
And my listeners, let me know if you like this thought. Here's the plan. I'm going to read a synopsis to a movie. And then, after you listen to this episode, go watch that movie. And then, come back to this YouTube channel a couple days after this episode airs. And we're going to sit down and talk about this movie. This week's movie is Chupacabra Terror, made in 2005. I believe it had a 2.5 stars on IMDb.
Is it on the slideshow?
Oh, yeah. It's the I just got a bunch of Chupacabra photos. Those top two are from a Spanish movie called like El Chupacabra, and it's about an alien Chupacabra. And you had pointed out that this guy looks awfully like the mayor. So I haven't seen it, but I'm going to. It'll probably be included. But this one, so here's the synopsis. Having devoted his life to capturing the mythical bloodsucker, the Chupacabra of South America, the intrepid cryptozoologist Dr. Pina finally manages to make his dream come true. To make a name for himself back in the United States, the scientist smuggles the elusive beast aboard a luxurious ocean liner, the Regent Queen. Only to trigger a blood-soaked killing spree as the doctor's bulletproof prize catch devours passengers, pets, and the mighty U.S. Navy SEALs who stand in its way. Now, Captain Randolph and a handful of defenders need a bold plan to outsmart the legendary monster and save the remaining survivors before they become its next meal. Can they stop the bloodshed? Is there a way to end the Chupacabra terror? We'll find out after we all watch this movie. I think it sounds amazing, and I'm personally very excited. If you'd like to watch it with me, Kimmy, we could do a Discord movie night.
I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out like a Discord movie night or something.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds.
I'm
wow.
very excited to watch it. Incredibly excited.
I feel so. There's so much to unpack.
Yeah.
And so little time.
Oh yeah.
Then why are there Navy SEALs on the ship?
Why not? Well, the Chupacabra's on board.
Well,
they were trying to do. Dr. Pena is trying to do his due diligence, I assume. So he brought the SEALs with him, but are the SEALs enough for the Chupacabra?
Dr. Pena sounds like he's problematic.
Yeah.
That's what the P stands for. Problematic.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, before we get to the alignment chart, I think we have some announcements. This week.
Wow, I'm just recovering. I'm still recovering from the kid thing, and now I have a movie about vampire monkeys on a ship. So it's just, I didn't see it going that direction. But hey, Aloreing announcements time. So, do you want to do the sound thingy?
Oh. Cue campfire.
Is it campfire we do?
Let's going. All
right. Hey everyone. We're going to be putting out the campfire. Oh, it works. We just put it out. We put out the campfire because we are going to be going on a slight hiatus during the month of February. But do not worry, we will be back in March. Ryan and I, me and Ryan, because Ryan is in the video below me, both currently work full-time jobs. And running a podcast takes a lot of work, from researching to scheduling to editing and more. So we're going to take a break during the month of February to get all of our cryptids in a row so the show can run a bit more smoothly.
And just because we're taking a break, we're not actually taking a break. We're going to be around the campgrounds. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow us on Instagram or join us on Discord. If you're not watching this on YouTube, follow us on YouTube. We'll keep you all up to date on what we're working on and hosting some giveaways, and there'll probably be a video or two posted on this YouTube, like the Chupacabra Terror video.
Ooh. And that is right. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff still. Like, we're taking a break, but we're not. Ryan's a Taurus. I have a Taurus.
I
This is
kind of went
one
off
of my
the
main
rails
placements.
with my speech there.
No,
I forgot
no.
to mention we'll also be hosting some giveaways during the month.
Oh, that I was like, where's the transition? I swear I wrote it in. That's where it is. Well, speaking of giveaways, we will have one. We'll have at least one on our Instagram and one on our Discord. So if you follow us on both, you will. There'll be 2 chances to win, which is pretty neat, if you ask me. I've been working on some special themed giveaway prizes I'm super excited about. So stay tuned. There may be a little alien kit with a little card and sticker and some other things. So just a little hint, 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 hint.
And if you're really missing our beautiful voices and us telling you about the legends of lore, maybe check out our Patreon. You can watch us play lore-inspired games. We just played Bigfoot the other day with one of my buddies who was supposed to help us because he's good at games. It is a mess. I highly recommend watching it. And we have some drinks while we're doing it. Plus, you'll get access to tons of downloadable content and more. And to top it all off, you'll be helping support an independently owned podcast. We're not in one of those big podcasting groups. We don't need it, which is pretty neat. So simply go to patreon.com/Aloreing today and check it out.
Woo-hoo. All right, you guys won't be hearing those for a minute. So let's get on with our Aloreing alignment chart. Where has this chaotic bastard been placed?
So I put mine in the middle when I thought that it was eating a human child. Because, I was like, it's an animal, but, it's not. So, I would have put it good because it's just, it's an animal. It needs to eat. But then it started eating a human child. So I was like, it's probably a little more evil. But now I know that it was a goat. I would probably put it maybe. I'd probably put it a little more towards the good side, but I don't think it's really lawful or chaotic. It's just hungry,
Okay.
Is it sentient is the question.
Okay, yeah, because I was
going to stories, I don't think it is. It just sounds like an animal.
Because I was going to totally use the argument. I was like, well, if that's the case, are cannibals good or are they evil? Because they're just hungry. Right?
I guess that comes down to the whole are they functional? Do they have functioning brains to thell them this is a human?
Okay, to be like,
and I'm thinking this thing's more of a coyote who's just they gotta eat.
Okay, yeah, there's more of the thought process is what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But you still put it... Okay, with all the murdering...
Yeah.
I put it more towards chaotic.
Which is fair.
Which is... Okay. Because I was like, it's a lot of murdering. But
it's just hungry.
But I feel like it's extra. I feel like if it was just a goat or a pig here and there... Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. But what was that one? 150? I was like, that's a little bit more towards the crazy side of things.
So answer me this, Kimmy.
Oh God.
If this was 6-foot redhead vampire lady, would you have still? And it did the exact same thing. All it did was eat goats, maybe a single kid. Would you have still put it? Chaotic.
Well, now we're going back to the cannibal thing, and then we just got off that boat. So,
but no. Answer the question, Kimmy.
No, because those are 2 completely different people.
Okay, well, we'll get rid of the kid thing. If there was a 6-foot redheaded vampire woman flying around eating livestock, where are we putting it?
Well, okay. First of all, she's got to have some reason she's a vampire, and it's probably tragic because we've all seen Twilight. Even the most basic human can sympathize with Rosa. Were you Twilight vampires, because we all dealt with it, whether we wanted to or not, at 13 or 14 or whatever. When that happened, you were on that boat whether you liked it or not. We all even sympathized with Rosa, okay? So it's not, what is it? I can't remember her name. I think that's her name. It's the blonde one that,
tell you.
with Emmett, the hot jock. She's like, crazy eye, like, I want to fucking kill Bella. And then Bella has her baby, and then she's like, that's my baby, because she has some stuff she's going through. But you still sympathize with her. She still did some people dirty.
A little bit.
Still, but the thing is, she has a tragic backstory. That's the difference. The
So
Chupacabra.
What if the Chupacabra had a tragic backstory?
We don't know that. We have no insight to that. For vampires, we know they were once human and they were transformed. Right? Done.
Well, you heard
We
it
don't
here.
know
You heard it
Chupacabra.
first here, folks. Lawful good Chupacabra if it was a 6 foot tall redheaded vampire woman.
Yes. I'm not going to go against it. Yeah, 100%. Because Twilight taught me that. So.
All right. Well, we are out of time today. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for listening. This has been Aloreing.
You have an alluring day.
Wait.
Watch out for
Ryan.
Yeah.
We forgot our takeaways. What are two things we have to leave our campers with before we head out?
If you're running for political office, do a Chupacabra hunt and you're guaranteed to win your race.
Also, keep kids in cages.
All right. And those are our takeaways.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. This has been Aloreing.
Have an alluring day. Watch out for Chupacabras, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye.